Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho.
Turned back and forth. Oh! He broke his ankles.
1-1 for Tyson. Batista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it.
Minneapolis, you might need a miracle this year if you want to make the playoffs. I'm sorry to say it, but it might be a down year for you, but we will see. I mean, Mike Zimmer is going into his 8th year with the franchise. It feels like he's been there even longer. We're going to go ahead and break down this team for you and see how y'all can be successful. I'm your boy, Brandon.
I'm Rob, man. What's going on?
It's your boy Mike, man. Let's get to it.
And this team's trying to win. I mean, they're making winning moves. Rick Spielman's out here trying to get free agents and trying to get the ball rolling. They got Dalvin Tomlinson at D-line. They got Patrick Peterson out of Arizona. They got Xavier Woods out of Dallas. Sheldon Richardson, Bashad Breeland, Mackenzie Alexander. They just traded for Chris Herndon because unfortunately Irv Smith got hurt. He'll be out for most of the year. Is he out for the whole year now? I think they went ahead and
He's out for the year.
Yeah, he's out for the whole year. So they got Chris Herndon. We'll see how well he plays on this team. They also got Michael Pierce back, who's been hurt most of last year. They got Daniel Hunter, who was out most of last year. And they got Anthony Barr out back, who was out most of last year. That's 3 defensive players that's very vital to this team that they need big things from. And they've also lost some players. Unfortunately, they finally lost Kyle Rudolph at the worst possible time because Irv Smith clearly turned around and got hurt. They also lost Riley Reef at tackle, Afedi Odenigbo.
How the fuck is it?
Right there.
Damn right. Eric Wilson, Jeff Gladney was a terrible first-round pick. He got cut
some
1 year.
shit going on,
off
yeah.
field. I think he beat up his baby mama or some shit.
Oh,
yeah, unfortunate.
Come on.
Ant Harris is gone. I believe he's in Philly. Yannick Ngakoue is gone. I think he was already gone in the middle of last year anyways, but he's still gone. Mike Hughes got traded to Kansas City. And they also have another injury in Olabisi Johnson, who was looking like he was going to be the 3rd receiver on this team, which is something this team has really
Not
been
much
asking
of
quite
an
a while.
impact player,
Exactly.
though, so
they
it's
got
like-
their top 2, and they're feeding into that. And they also drafted Christian Darrisaw in the 1st round. I believe they traded back to pick number 23 to get him. That was a big-time move. And they got Kellen Mond as a backup, just in case Kirk Cousins starts choking as usual, and they need to throw somebody else in.
And let's be honest, Vikings fans, your defense was fucking garbage last year. Like, it was awful. And the thing is, though, with Mike Zimmer at the helm, it's hard to see that happening, or at least being that bad again. And they knew how bad it was, and instead of just saying it in press conferences like he did, Rick Spielman, the well-respected GM, went out and actually did something about it. You heard all the moves Brandon was talking about, adding 5 or 6 different starting caliber players that can go in and fill those voids in the starting lineup. You get Daniel Hunter coming back, who's one of the most underrated players in the league. Harrison Smith still balling. Eric Kendricks still manning the defense as a middle linebacker. So a lot of reasons to be optimistic about them being at least better this year on that side of the ball. And then on offense, when you got Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson, that has to be one of the best, if not the best, running back, wide receiver trios in NFL, in the motherfucking league. I'm going to just say it like that.
The league, the whole damn league.
And when you have those trio in place, you're able to avoid those stack boxes or those double teams, and it really opens things up for the offense, but it really is all going to come down to Kirk. Kirk Cousins is someone who we know has been erratic. He'll be fucking awesome one game and then a shit show in the very next week. Yes, surprisingly, he's been extremely consistent. He started like 16 games in every single one of the last 6 years. I think 1 year he had 15. And then he's thrown for over 4,000 yards in 5 of those 6 seasons as well. So he's been consistent at the end of the year when you look back at it. But when you're watching it from a week to week and you know those primetime games are coming up, you're like, we don't know what Kirk Cousins is going to show up. So if the guaranteed man himself finally has a big baller year, makes that Pro Bowl, and actually delivers in those big moments consistently, you can really see this team make the playoffs. But I think, like you said, it might take a miracle for that to actually play out like that.
It's going to take a miracle, man. It's not even about the Vikings at the end of the day. It's really just about every other team in the NFC. The NFC is stacked this year. It's just the whole conference. I mean, the NFC West has 4 teams that could potentially be better than the Vikings by themselves. So let's just go look into their division, right? The Packers are obviously top dog. The Bears, if Justin Fields gets in there, I could easily see them performing better than the Vikings. So, I mean, the Vikings, whoa. You could bet on so many different things, right? You could bet on Kirk Cousins, right? You said he's got over 4,000 yards 5 of the past 6 seasons. Woo, that's great. Dalvin Cook, you could bet on him getting all these rushing yards. Woo, that's great. I think we're just going to go with what seems like the easy option. You can get the Vikings right now on DraftKings to not make the playoffs at -130. Odds aren't that crazy. You got to put a little extra juice in it at the -130. But like I was talking about before, it's not really about if the Vikings are good or bad. It's just, can they compete with those other top teams in the NFC? And I just really don't think they can.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite bets. And we talked about the NFC West. All four of those teams can seriously make the playoffs. And let's talk about the playoff format. Obviously, you have each of your division winners. That takes the 4. And there's only 3 spots left. And if the NFC West go ahead and sweeps the whole thing, it's going to be dark for a team like Minnesota to try to even squeeze in there.
They just have to pray for chaos in Green Bay at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, literally.
So good luck, Minnesota. We're not too happy about what could happen this year, but hopefully you guys are optimistic.
Now we're going up to Foxborough, New England.
Let's go.
Get it.